First and foremost, for today, I would like to express my gratitude for each of you for being here today with us to celebrate our kickoff in Japan. And I'd like to acknowledge the support of course, Flanders Investment and Trades, who's been very supportive, helping us to develop our technology, supporting us in that part of the journey at Settlemint, and also with our entry into the Japanese market. And I would like to also acknowledge the support we've received from our partner, Fujitsu. We've been working with Fujitsu for several years in Europe already, with the Blockchain Center of Excellence. And with Fujitsu Ventures participating in our investment round last fall, we've been able to work very closely with Fujitsu to enter the Japanese market as well. Thank you so much for your support. And also, ABMF, I think they were acknowledged. They also sponsored today's event, providing Belgian beer that we'll all be able to enjoy afterwards. So that's thank them, of course. And distinguished journalists who joined us today, thank you for making the time in your agendas to hear more about the settlement journey and our plans and expansion to Japan. And also to everyone here that is a potential future partner or client of ours, thank you so much for giving the time to be with us today to mark this momentous occasion in our company's history. So as we embark on this new chapter in Japan, I want to recognize also Robert, who is our company's CTO. He'll come up for a few words after I'm done, but it wouldn't be here without him. So thank you, Robert, for all your support throughout the years in getting us to where we are today and for the continued success of the company. So as we're sitting at this, as we stand at the threshold of a new phase in the company's evolution, I find it fitting also to draw upon the rich cultural heritage of Japan to give an analogy that I thought of between origami and the Settlement's path over the last 7 years. Moving from startup to scale up, in also becoming, I would say, a leader in our field to own. So bear with me on the analogy, it might be a bit cheesy, but I thought it was fitting. So making origami involves intricate control and dexterity to transform a simple sheet of paper into a masterpiece. Settlemint has been, in our journey, has been on a transformation over the past 7 years. And we started with a simple vision of what we did in the blockchain space. And with the dedication of our team, we've carefully folded and unfolded our potential, continually redefining and adapting to the ever-changing landscape that is the blockchain technology landscape. And now here we are, unfolding our wings in Japan, ready to take flight and embrace new horizons of success here together with many of you. Analogies aside, we are entering the Japanese market with a very clear vision and well-defined focus on 3 pillars of use case domains that the Settlemint has been very successful with in other parts of the world. Of course, every market is different, so there's a lot of tailoring and making sure that it's fit for the market, for the Japanese market, of course. But I'd like to highlight one of those areas that we've had good success, and we hope that we'll be able to replicate the same success here in the Japanese market. First is banking and financial services. We've done a lot of work in this space back to the very origins of Settlemint in 2016. We carved out a pretty clear niche with successful implementations when we talk about security token tokenization of conventional financial assets, looking at stocks, bonds, those other products like that can be tokenized, and market infrastructure being replaced by blockchain-based infrastructure can lead to incredible efficiencies in the back-end processing of these assets. Also, showing something that we're working on with a European client. Also, Web3 offers new opportunities for new experiences. And so we're working with a couple of, at least one bank in Europe that wants to, instead of having a conventional secondary market, make a secondary market for alternative assets a very immersive one. So providing new banking experience, a metaverse-type experience, a immersive experience, to provide something unique in the market that they hope will not only tokenizing the assets, but then offering a new trading environment for those assets to be exposed to clients. So the banking sector accounts for around 40% of total applications that are being launched today. So we have a very strong focus on the BFSI sector. And also with CBDCs, we're working with several central bank digital currencies. We're working with 3 central banks right now on their CBDC plans when we all of that into production. So we'll be, I think the Japanese market is investigating in this area as well. And to be determined whether it's a very centrally planned one or it's something done by the banks themselves. And we've worked with both models, so we're looking forward to opportunities to replicate and to further expand our capabilities in the area together with the financial services sector here in Japan. The second pillar of our strategy and the use case domain is really looking at FMCG and manufacturing. And so we've done a lot of projects in Europe, in Southeast Asia, India, Middle East as well, where we have a presence that are offering transparency in the supply chain. And this is becoming increasingly relevant if we talk about greenhouse gas emissions and companies' ambitions to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. And in doing so, it will potentially offer carbon credits in the form of tokens. We're seeing a lot of our experience over the past 5 years, 6 years. We've done a lot of implementations in supply chain tracking. And what we see increasingly is a desire to layer on top of that data from about emissions, for example, scope 3 emissions data throughout the supply chain. And once you have that layer completed, then to offer products like green bonds and green loan, that information that's being created and collected throughout the supply chain can be used as governance in a loan agreement. So what we're seeing is first step, get the supply chain tracking in place. Second step, get the ESG tracking in place. Third step, layer on top of that financial services so that the financial industry can direct capital towards more sustainable initiatives, sustainable loans and green finance. Also in the FMCG space, part of the second pillar for us is also working with brands that want to create new engaging brand experiences. And we've done this with Coca-Cola in Europe, offering NFTs as a campaign that end up as a VIP pass for an event, in this case a music concert in Greece for one of the brands called Mita. And they're rolling this out further with a number of other brands in a number of other countries going forward. So in the FMCG and more the FMCG sector, part of our second pillar is also building more engaging brand experiences and looking at how we can utilize NFTs in order. And NFTs is, I guess, an analogy I would like to draw between Web 2 and Web 3. In Web 2, we have browsers and we have cookies. In Web 3, we have wallets and we have NFTs. And so there's an analogous relationship between the two. And I think that rather than looking at NFTs as something that are almost, we're looking at use cases and implementations where this can have a long-standing, enduring relationship enhancement effect for brands. The third sector, the third pillar of our strategy is around public sector. We've done a number of implementations, be that for land registration, be that for the voting, a great use case we did in the 2019 presidential election in Indonesia. We saw about 24 million votes counted using a blockchain-based solution. Now, the reason this is one of my favorite implementations we've done, because it has very significant impact. The current electoral system is all paper-based, and it takes about 6 weeks to tally the votes throughout a country like Indonesia, where it's a paper-based system, the 17,000 islands, all those ballots need to be collected. It's quite an arduous task. And in that 6-week period, people die because both parties claim victory. There are riots in the streets, and the people die as a result. Now, what we showed in our implementation in Indonesia is that within 3 hours, you can have the tally counted. That closes the window for unrest and has a very strong, positive societal impact. That's our third pillars of the public sector, and we've done a number of use cases, voting being one of them. And so with these three pillars form the direction of our expansion into the Japanese market as well. And we've got a number of reference implementations globally in these use cases, and we're starting to gain traction together with our partner Fujitsu in some of these domains as well. And so we're confident that the track record of success we've had in other countries will support us in entering the Japanese market with similar use cases, but of course tailored to the Japanese market. Our commitment to quality, security, and innovation will continue to be the driving force behind Settlemint. And as we collaborate with our partners, clients, and stakeholders to forge meaningful blockchain transformations in these domains. Together, we'll unlock the potential of blockchain across industries, fostering sustainable practices and empowering governments to serve their citizens with enhanced efficiency and transparency. So our journey in Japan is not about expansion. I don't look at it that way. It's about building lasting partnerships, creating positive impact, and forging the path forward for their future together with our partners using blockchain technology. So as we stand here today on the cusp of a new era for our company's growth, I want to assure our partners and our clients and our stakeholders that our commitment to excellence remains steadfast. That's been what's helped us to grow as a company until now. So in conclusion, I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to all of you for being with us here today to mark this moment, this momentous feeling for me, the homecoming feeling for me, to be back here, but really launching Settlemint as a business here. So I hope that together we'll shape a future that embraces the transformative power of blockchain, enriching lives and driving progress, not only on a Japanese scale, but on a global scale. So thank you. With that, thank you so much. And here's to a prosperous future for us together in Japan. Thank you. Thank you.